Hey everybody, Alex and Sam here with Unselm Tennis, and today may be a little bit of a different video than usual. The channel for the most part is designed to be instructional. I kind of started initially with COVID and not being able to teach, not having people anymore to teach, and not being able to go out to the tennis court or anything like that. You know, it kind of started missing it basically, and I just figured that well, I would do what I've been doing for the past 15 plus years, you know, and just put that information out there for whoever else in the world can benefit from it or enjoy it or anything. But today, I just wanted to talk just briefly, or we'll see, because sometimes I know I have a tendency to ramble. But I know that what's going on down in Australia right now with the Australian Open, Novak Djokovic being officially actually deported today, after going to an initial trial and whatever, yeah, I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. I'll be honest, I didn't really like kind of prepare anything or script anything for you. I just thought I'd share kind of, you know, an honest, raw, heart-to-heart, how I've taken this as somebody who's had tennis in their life, pretty much their whole life, okay? You know, I played tennis as a junior tennis player, I played college tennis. Never really played like full-time professional tennis because of a knee injury that I've had since I've been 18. But now it's been over 15 years that I've been coaching tennis as well. I'm a tennis fan, I'm a tennis player, I'm a tennis coach, I'm a tennis parent. You know, I think I cover most of the bases pretty well-rounded in that area. And so I was just going to give my opinion on what's going on with Novak, and quite frankly, I find it a little bit disgusting. Novak is not, he was never really my favorite player, really, I'll be honest. I'm really always kind of been and am still, for the most part, just a Roger Federer class act kind of guy. To me, that really represents the pinnacle. I'm a great fan of Rafael Nadal too, a huge level of admiration for the work ethic, the mentality, everything that he's brought to the sport, especially the sportsmanship, the humble character, all of those things, really great. Novak Djokovic was never my favorite in terms of game style. I always thought Novak Djokovic, it's hard to, how to explain it. What I said is he looks like a junior tennis player. I don't know how else to put it for you, but maybe those players, the coaches are experienced, they know what I mean a little bit different, between the difference between kind of like a kid's play style and like a men's play style a little bit. And he just reminds me a little bit of one of those, like, you know, very, very good juniors, you know? But he doesn't have that same kind of elegance and finesse or raw strength and power in his game necessarily that you can see in other players, okay? That's not to say that I don't think he's a good tennis player. Obviously, he's an amazing tennis player. I'm talking strictly in terms of style, all right? However, something that is always, that I've always enjoyed about Novak is that it's one of the reasons I always dreamt kind of being a professional tennis player and everything, is to be an inspiration to others. And I think that what I've seen Novak do is he does a ton of things with, you know, the kids and the organizers of tournaments, and he does a lot of fun stuff. The guy knows how to laugh, not take himself too seriously, while at the same time knowing how to turn himself into that, like, you know, killing machine that he can be on the court, right? So for his personality and for the way he is, you know, off court as well, Novak, however, has been one of my favorites in that regard. He just never was really one of my favorites in terms of his playing style, okay? Just to clear that up. I've said a lot of times, you know, I prefer my volleys than Novak's. I would, like, if you could tell me we can trade volleys, I'd be like, no, I'll keep mine, honestly. I prefer them, you know? I would trade backhands, no, you know, without a doubt, you know, anything else. And obviously I'm just talking, you know, fictionally, because I'd be lucky if I can get a few games off Novak, right? But anyway, what's going on for him down under, I find it a real shame. You know, the fact that he doesn't get to play the Australian Open, even though he, Nadal, and Federer are tied at 20 right now, that's a different story altogether, I guess. I mean, I don't know which angle you're supposed to look at this from, Are we looking at this from like a COVID angle, a political angle? Are we looking at this, you know, from a tennis perspective, like the Australian Open and Tennis Australia and the ATP Tour? Like, what's going on? But actually, I think just one of the reasons I feel compelled to put this out there is because I'm actually a little bit surprised and shocked as to how many players are kind of turning against him, pretending like saying that what he's doing is selfish. I don't understand. I don't get that. As far as I can see, the guy's trying to comply. As far as I know, vaccination, and this is not just for Australia, but I know, you know, I live by a border here, France, Switzerland, everything. There's a lot of different differences depending on where you go, but a lot of times it's the same thing. It's not just vaccination that'll allow you in. It's vaccination or negative PCR test or proof of recovery from COVID, for example. Like, I know that's the case here in France and in Switzerland. Like, those, if you wanted to cross a border, you would need to provide one of those three things, right? And so, to me, it's not necessarily a vaccination or non-vaccination issue because, well, it doesn't matter. Most countries, for the most part, you can go through right now, providing one of those three results, right? So, I just don't see where the problem is. First of all, in that respect, and secondly, I'm a little shocked and honestly a little bothered. Like, I inside, you know, like, I want to make this video because inside I'm angry. I'm frustrated for Novak. I really can't believe what he'd had to go through. I mean, anybody who's traveled or gone abroad or anything like that knows that, like, any kind of administrative issue when you're traveling or you're going abroad is a nightmare to kind of go through. I mean, being detained anywhere for no reasons is really not pleasant. Not a fun experience. So, but on top of that, to be stuck in there and to be getting as much criticism and hate as he's been getting from so many players. I mean, not to say he's not getting support too. There are a lot of players, you know, reaching out in support of Novak. Which I'm glad to see as well. That I'm thankful for. However, I'm just really surprised and impressed as to the amount of negative press and negative feedback this is generating for him. But you know, I guess to sum it up a little bit, what I've been saying, at least on social media or those kinds of things, is kind of just been reminding people of the Rudyard Kipling poem called "If." Mainly because it's well known kind of in the tennis community that at the entrance to the center court at Wimbledon, there's a quote from a line from that poem, which I believe is, "If you can meet triumph and disaster and treat those two imposters just the same," which is a great line, obviously. But for those of you who don't know, that's a fairly long poem, okay? And the first line of that poem is, "If you can keep your head about you, or if you can keep your head when all of those around are losing theirs and blaming it on you." Those are the first two lines of that poem, okay? And the last two lines, I believe, or the last line is, "Then the world will be yours, and even more than you'll be a man, my son." It's I'm messing up the ending there because I don't remember that exactly. But anyway, just to say that's this whole situation has kind of reminded me a little bit about that poem, because I feel like Djokovic is in that situation where, like, everybody's losing their head about things and everybody seems like they're blaming it on him. When you know, I feel for the guy. Whatever that, I guess that's just part of being, you know, a celebrity, and everything you do or say or whatever, people have opinions on it and everything like that. So I hope for his sake that he's able to block that out, come out of this even stronger. And I mean, God knows Novak's already, you know, done enough to prove his manliness, we'll say. But if he, you know, even goes up to that next level, which I hope he does from all of this, then tennis world beware, right? Because technically, you know, when you've been through those difficult times, when you've been through that adversity, if it doesn't crumble you to pieces, then generally you're going to come out of it even stronger, even sharper than before, even more motivated. And all in all, I guess that I would hope that that's the positive aspect that we're going to take out of this, or that I hope Novak Djokovic takes out of this, that he comes out of this stronger and better, more motivated. And I think at this point, don't dwell too much on the fact that he doesn't have the opportunity to go for number 21 right now. Like I said, I'm a giant Federer and Nadal fan as well, but I think, we do have to see things for what they are. By the end of everybody's career, I do think Novak will be firmly ahead of Federer and Nadal. And I really hope he uses the events that are going on right now for him. Take the better out of it and go out there and win some matches and win some tournaments, win some Grand Slams, win some records. Show people, show the world, show the tennis world what he's made of. And yeah, I'm not sure what more I could say on that. I just kind of felt like I don't even know maybe if I'll put this out or not, but I just wanted to shoot something out there because when you feel that way, you kind of want to put your voice out there. You want to be heard. And yeah, it's definitely very frustrating to see the way the world is reacting and handling this right now. It's pretty disappointing. I hope we learn from this and do better after. Anyway, catch you on the next one. I'll get some more tips out there for you.